By virtue of authority vested in me, I constitute this congregation of Durban University of Technology. The congregation is invited to sit.
Sanbonan. Molweni. Good morning. Welcome to the 2023 Spring Graduation Ceremony of the Durban University of Technology, DUT. My name is Uphumzile Ulu. It is an honor to be the program director for this graduation ceremony. I appreciate the opportunity, and I trust that we'll all work together to make this occasion a memorable one. I would like to first acknowledge our esteemed Chancellor in her absentia, Umama Unonkululeko Nyembezi. Also acknowledge in his absentia our Vice Chancellor and Principal, Professor Tandwa Mtembu. Also acknowledge and greet the chairperson of the council, Mr. Wiseman Madinane, the members of the DUT council that are here this morning, the president of the convocation, members of Convex, and our broader alumni, members of the executive and senior management here at DUT, the registrar, the deputy vice chancellors, the executive deans, deputy deans, the dean of students, senior directors, and heads of departments, members of faculties and the administration and support units. Also the internal stakeholder leaders from the institutional forum and our unions, the president of the SRC, members of the SRC, former and the newly elected, and the student parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to say all protocol observed. A special welcome to our graduates, their parents, guardians, family and friends, supporters, funders, and welcome to you, our honored guests that are assembled in the hall today and those that are watching us via the streaming platforms online. It is an absolute honor to be with you today as we celebrate excellence and applaud our graduates for their academic achievements. This particular ceremony is for the conferment of the degrees and diploma in the faculty and certificates in the Faculty of Management Sciences. Ladies and gentlemen, the DUT strategy named Envision 2030, which was launched 3 years ago, is continuing to have a meaningful impact on our university. In the 2023 Times Higher Education World University Rankings were announced in London in October last year, and we're happy to share that the Durban University of Technology was ranked in the top 5 of all universities in South Africa. Last week, DUT won the best university in KZN in the 23 Rising Sun Readers, and also last month, the PMR Africa, which stands for Professional Research Africa, named DUT #1 in higher education institutions. This is a second year in a row. So, ladies and gentlemen, DUT remains the #1 university of technology in the country. This is a great achievement, a big round of applause. We are very grateful and extremely proud of our students, and the staff who continue to live the values and principles as enshrined in our DUT and Vision 2030. On stage with us today, we have a sign language practitioner, as you see her in front, to assist our guests with hearing impediments. We have guests who borrowed our handset for the language translation service from English to isiZulu. Please switch this device on, and please remember to return the handset after the ceremony. Don't keep it with you, because we will need to use it for our next ceremony. We have paramedics and the ambulance on standby, so if any person requires medical assistance, please notify one of our ushers so that we can provide emergency help. Ladies and gentlemen, a total of 864 graduates will grace the graduation stage as we host 4 graduation ceremonies over 2 days in Durban, and we're here at the Olive Convention Center. During the autumn graduation we had earlier this year, we had over 8,000 students, and then this made the total now of students graduating with DUT 8,986. In a short while, we will invite our graduates on stage. I will take you through the process so that you know what to expect and what is expected of you. At this time, I would like to call upon Mr. Nkululeko Mbata Ushandugandaba. He's our former Mr. DUT, to please come to the stage and demonstrate the process that you will follow and show you what is expected from each of the graduates here today. So what will happen, please listen carefully. When signaled, please assemble to the left, so you go this side with your hood over your arm. You leave your motorboard on your seat. You will be ushered to the stage. Now, Mr. Mbata is demonstrating. And then when you get here, you will present your card, and then you turn to face the audience. You do exactly as he has done. You face the audience. The reason for that is we've got camera capturing this momentous occasion for everyone graduating this morning. So you don't want to miss that opportunity to have that perfect picture. I know that you work hard to make yourself looking so debonair, so handsome, so beautiful. I see the hair, I see the makeup, I see the shoes. So you don't want any miss of this wonderful opportunity. So after presenting your card, you face the audience, and then there's white footprints on the floor. You must stand on top of them. And then when your name is called, you take back your card. This is very important. Take back your card, because you need to verify your name at the back when they give you your certificate. So 2 things will happen. Graduates receiving degrees, after your name is announced, you then proceed to where the Vice Chancellor is, kneel in front of the Vice Chancellor to be kept. This is a very important occasion as well to be kept, because that's where your degree is confirmed. Make sure that your face is up, because there's another picture opportunity at that point. So after you've been kept, you then proceed to the register. You just follow what Mr. Mbata is doing. Thereafter, you proceed to the register, hand over your hood, and turn to face the audience. Again, pause for your photo moment, because also that's a very important picture opportunity. If you're tall like Mr. Mbata, make sure that you squat down a bit to make sure that your picture gets that perfect position. So we're gonna now demonstrate for what happens when you are receiving a diploma or a certificate. It's the same process. So you'd stand on top of the white footprints. After your name is called, you take back your card and you move to the center of the stage where either the Deputy Vice Chancellor, the Executive Dean will be there to congratulate you. Pause there so that a picture will be taken with you as well. And then you proceed to the registrar to get hooded. So hand over your hood, face the audience. Another very important picture opportunity will happen there, and slowly you then leave the stage. Make sure that you're careful as you walk down the stairs. I know ladies with their beautiful, amazing high heels, you might wobble a bit. Just make sure that you get assistance and you walk down those stairs, and you would walk right to the back where you would get your certificate. We would like you to please stay for the entire duration of the graduation ceremony. We would also like to encourage you to take us as you share your special and epic memories on the various social media platforms by using our social media handle #DUT-grad23. Graduates, please be prepared to line up and approach the stage. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call upon the Executive Dean to commence with the rest of the graduation ceremony. Professor Netwera, the Executive Dean of the Faculty of Management Sciences. Thank you.
Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to request you to award the diplomas and certificates and to confer degrees on the graduates from the Faculty of Management Sciences who will be presented to you, and in absentia to those whose names appear on the program.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer the degrees and the award the diplomas and certificates.
Vice Chancellor, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in administration, business administration, whose title reads An Analysis of Competent Board Governance, the Case of eThekwini Metropolitan Municipality, which is supervised by Professor Tim Guccini. I would like to call upon the Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Management Sciences, Dr. Melanie Lawrence, to read the summary of the thesis.
Governance quality research in South Africa remains limited despite evidence that it is needed. Ineffective and unethical governance is a major concern internationally. Guided by this scholarly preamble, Jody presents an exploratory sequential mixed method study whose aim was to analyze contemporary corporate governance quality and its influence in determining institutional value. Jody explored described and explained the idea of competent governance as actions, experiences, and events in a complex, layered, and emergent institution. He found a range of 23 factors that have a strong relationship with governance quality and further analyzed the factors into a corporate governance index, similar to those found on stock exchanges around the world. The index intends to develop, change, and improve organizations by providing the tools needed to solve problems encountered in the boardroom.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in business administration, I present Jody Moses Fush. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in business administration, whose title reads Stakeholder Management Practices in Mondi, South Africa, a case of the Forestry Division, supervised by Professor T. Agbenyenga. In the absence of the supervisor, I'd like to call upon the Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Management Sciences, Dr. Melanie Lawrence, to read the summary of the thesis.
All over the world, there is a growing conviction that business relationships, particularly with communities, lead to financial performance and increased shareholder value creation. Erasmus investigated and reviewed various stakeholder management practices currently employed by Mondi Forestry Division, a JSE-listed company operating in South Africa. He further explored the various aspects of stakeholder relationships for Mondi in order to establish if these practices have any influence on Mondi's growth and business stability. Erasmus' study applied both quantitative and qualitative research methods in a mixed method approach. The study established that Mondi's stakeholder management practices are implemented from a risk mitigation point of view and are strategically managed to maintain industrial peace to ensure that operations are not affected. Arguing from this standpoint of the various studies that have explored the challenges and benefits of stakeholder influence on businesses, Erasmus' research findings suggest that stakeholder management and engagement influence business performance and stability. The findings have relevance for other companies, particularly in the forestry and mining sectors.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in business administration, I present Erasmus Bongseni Pilani Msomi. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in business administration, title of the thesis reads, A Strategic Financial Management Framework for Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises in Zimbabwe, supervised by Professor A. Kada. I'd like to call upon the supervisor to read the summary of the thesis.
Zimbabwe's small to medium enterprises face serious performance and growth challenges attributable to failure by owner-managers to embrace strategic financial management practices capable of promoting business growth and performance. SMEs became the main contributor to the economy following the government's agrarian reform of 2000. Alice investigated strategic financial practices by SMEs towards developing a strategic financial management framework for Zimbabwe's SMEs. Using the mixed method design, she found that SMEs lacked a conceptual framework that ensures growth despite having a vision that guides business. Opening a fixed asset register that serves as collateral security, bulk stock ordering, and networking. Based on the range of ideas suggested by participants, she proposed a strategic financial framework for Zimbabwe's SMEs. These findings has relevance for Zimbabwe's SMEs and other countries as they promote SME growth and performance.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in Business Administration, I present Alice Mtambara. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in Business Administration, whose title reads Integrative Leadership Approaches and Their Influence on Employee Engagement, a case for Ukanyakude District Municipality, supervised by Professor E. Mtambara. I would like to call upon the supervisor, Professor E. Mtambara, to read the summary of this thesis.
The study sought to determine the role and influence that integrative leadership approaches have on employee engagement within Umkajahode District's municipality in KwaZulu-Natal. Previous studies investigated the causes and impacts of employee disengagement. However, very few have attempted to investigate in detail whether disengagement is attributable to the leadership of an organization. Vusumuzi investigated the various leadership approaches. Based on the findings, the study recommends that qualified personnel be employed in the appropriate positions to mitigate employee disengagement. Furthermore, the study recommends that employees be made aware of recruitment processes.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in Business Administration, I present Vusimuzi Innocent Sibia. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences in Leadership and Complexity, whose title reads Reflexive Praxis and Systematic Factors Influencing Teaching and Learning in the Accounting Discipline in South Africa, which is supervised by Dr. S. Hardman, and in the absence of the supervisor, I would like to call upon the Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Management Sciences to read the summary of the abstract.
Research has deeply eluded that most students fail financial accounting at the tertiary level, take longer to graduate, and even worse, drop out, mainly within their first year of study, due to struggling to master the subject. This study reports on a small-scale qualitative evaluation of learning through teaching in 2 undergraduate modules in accounting at the Institution of Higher Learning, together with analyzing systemic factors influencing the teaching and learning of financial accounting within South Africa. The study outlines my narrative self-study stance in the form of reflexive praxis towards research and pedagogy to explore my personal lived experiences as a higher education financial accounting teacher. I illustrated my research journey by tracing the development of key research questions and re-examining the research and subject matter curriculum design processes. In addition to analyzing the systemic factors of teaching and learning, I also used the medium of a narrative reflexive praxis research to represent and engage with a range of data derived from my experience teaching. The following themes emanated from the study, namely, transition from high schooling to university, learning strategies at the university, and influence of high school accounting. Some of the findings include difficult nature of the subject, lack of qualified accounting education teachers, lack of supporting staff, poor lecture venue conditions, inadequate classroom, and lack of model offers to practice what learned from textbooks as the challenges to learning accounting education in a tertiary institution.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in leadership and complexity, I present Lungani Rudolph Makatini. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, in Leadership and Complexity, whose title reads, Leadership Capabilities for Improving Financial Management Inefficiencies in the Public Sector, supervised by Dr. S. Hardman, and in the absence of the supervisor, I would like to call upon the Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Management Sciences, Dr. Melanie Lawrence, to read the summary of the thesis.
Having a financial system is essential for South Africa to provide better services and address poverty. However, despite the government's regulations, our towns and cities still struggle to manage these systems. The state of necessities like water, electricity, and roads is particularly concerning in communities. Additionally, the uncertain economic conditions contribute to overspending, widen the budget gap, of focus and understanding the connection between leadership and proper financial management officials often find themselves dedicating time to complying with policy rules. Fanyana conducted a study using methods such as system dynamics, soft systems methodology, and critical system heuristics to demonstrate how adopting systems thinking can enhance leadership capabilities and create an environment to learn. His research highlights that recruiting competent staff in government and municipalities can significantly reduce irresponsibility, leading to improved efficiency and accountability. These findings are crucial for practitioners, managers, and politicians as they offer insights and provide a roadmap for effective public financial management.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences in Leadership and Complexity, I present Lynette Fanyana Ntuli. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in Public Administration, whose title reads Youth Participation in Peace Building in Post-Conflict in Northern Uganda, supervised by Professor G.T. Harris and Dr. S. Kaye, I would like, therefore, to call upon the supervisor, Professor G.T. Harris, to read the summary of the thesis.
Youth are involved in conflicts, civil wars throughout Africa, whether they want to be or not. They're often victims, and sometimes they're directly involved as combatants, either voluntarily or under coercion. However, when wars come to an end, in spite of their motivation and their energy and skills, youth find themselves excluded from peace-building activities by the traditional attitudes and practices which put power and authority in the hands of older men. So they are a wasted resource. Charles did his research in one district of northern Uganda, which is coming out of a long-running civil war. He prepared a curriculum for youth and set up peace clubs in schools where peace-building issues could be discussed and peace-building actions planned and undertaken. And as a result, the motivation and skills of youth in peace-building were enhanced, and at least some of the traditional barriers to their involvement in peace-building were reduced.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in Public Administration, I present Charles Churchill Awichi. For the Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in Public Administration, whose title reads Gender-Based Violence Among High School Youth in the Umlazi District, Durban, supervised by Dr. V. Hamlal. I'd like to call upon the supervisor to read the summary of the thesis. And in the absence of the supervisor, I would like to call upon the Deputy Dean of the faculty to read the summary of the thesis.
Violence in schools is on the rise in South Africa, and its impact on students is becoming increasingly clear. It is concerning that some of the school-based offences are often taken for granted as normal or harmless practice. DUT investigated the nature, causes, and effects of gender-based violence at high schools in Umlazi. Whilst most studies frequently focus only on the victim's experiences, DUT also explored the effect of gender-based violence on the perpetrators. She found that gender-based violence was implicitly and explicitly enacted. Significantly, it emerged that the main causes of gender violence behavior were associated with the boys' construction of masculinity. Gender regimes are often shaped by masculinity constructs within a school setting. Therefore, it is important to understand the constructs of masculinity in studies of gender violence. This study recommends an integrated, comprehensive approach of all stakeholders in the form of educational intervention programs, which must include productions of masculinity towards resolving school gender-based violence.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in public administration, I present Angel Duduzile Glungwane. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in public administration, whose title reads, Monitoring and Evaluation on the Performance of Local Government in South Africa, Insight from Selected District Municipalities in KwaZulu-Natal, supervised by Dr. Zet Zwane, I would like to call upon Dr. Zet Zwane to read the summary of the abstract.
The South African local government is dealing with service delivery backlogs and challenges in this present decade. This has become clear as a result of persistent trend of poor performance in municipalities. Hlengi will explore the effects of monitoring and evaluation on the performance of local government using the 3 district municipalities, that is Zutugela, Amajuba, and Umgungundlovu district municipalities, as a case study. Her research adopted a qualitative research method with a sample of 20 employees that were purposefully selected from the 3 district municipalities. Focus group discussions were conducted as a means of data collection, and a thematic data analysis was adopted. She found that the absence of comprehensive monitoring and evaluation system is one of the causes of poor performance. Hence, municipalities are unable to fulfill their constitutional mandate of service delivery due to shortcomings in the monitoring and evaluation of functions and activities aimed at accelerating service delivery and evaluating their impact. To realize the goal of improving M&E within municipalities, her research suggests that municipalities should institutionalize M&E through prioritizing and embracing M&E as a crucial instrument for facilitating a result-based progressive local government.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in public administration, I present Hlengiwe Nomzamo Mabizela. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in public administration, whose thesis reads, Impact of Local Government Funding in Zululand District, South Africa, supervised by Dr. L.M. Lekanya, I would like to call upon the Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Management Sciences to read the summary of this thesis.
The study reviews the impact of local government funding in Zululand municipal jurisdiction. The main aim of this study was to evaluate the impact of local government funding in the municipalities outside metropolitan areas. This was underpinned by the principles and theories or tenets of infrastructure and basic delivery of social services funding in fostering socio-economic development at grassroots level. The study was conducted through a mixed research method that allowed both quantitative and qualitative data to be gathered from a sample of 30 participants from key municipal departments, drawn from 4 municipalities in Zululand jurisdiction through a self-administered questionnaire. The findings reveal that to a larger extent, internal factors contribute to the underperformance of municipalities, wherein an understanding of statutory instruments is lacking by the respective municipal staff responsible for finance and operational related issues. These internal factors include recruitment policies and regulations, human capital development, budget constraints, and more. It is envisaged a study of this nature will provide insights to management, key personnel, and leadership into critical issues and provide solutions to the major causes of social service inefficiencies, social inequality, and social injustice from a local government funding point of view.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in public administration, I present Kudakwashe Maone. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in public administration, whose thesis reads, Women's Participation in Decision-Making in Agroforestry in Umvoti Municipality, supervised by Dr. O.M. Badebo and Professor N. Dorosami. I would like to call upon Professor Dorosami to read the summary of the thesis.
Agroforestry has been recognized as an engine for growth and poverty reduction in developing countries. It has become an essential contributor to growth and poverty alleviation. The study investigated the extent to which women in Umvoti municipality participate in decision-making in agroforestry. The study adopted a qualitative approach where a sample of 36 black women participants were randomly and purposely selected from 6 different wards. The survey was based on women who were participating in AF but experiencing exclusion from decision-making and their willingness to participate in the survey exercise. The data generated from participants reflected that women had varying levels of participation in AF practices. The highest proportion of women who participated in AF practices were those that realized the importance and benefits of AF practices and considered AF practices as a sole manner to sustain their household's livelihood. The study revealed that women income generated from other resources is frequently spent on their household activities. Thus, the components of AF preferred by women must be practiced sustainably to generate higher benefits to empower women, and their contribution to AF should be encouraged.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in public administration, I present Sipho Skhumbuzo Masuku. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in public administration, whose title reads Vulnerability of Supply Chain to Risks, an Agenda to Capacitate the State in South Africa, is supervised by Professor A.T. Agbenyenga, and in the absence of the supervisor, I'd like to call upon the Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Management Sciences to read the summary.
An increasingly growing number of government reports, scholarly research papers, as well as media releases suggest that supply chains, particularly in South Africa, are faced with a number of risks in procurement, which in turn hampers with organizations' service delivery goals. Nontuthuko explored such risks, ascertaining each risk's implication on service delivery, thereafter identifying mechanisms that the government can adopt to overcome and or cope with these risks. She found that human resource capita, budget, lack and or mismanagement, collusion, fraud and corruption, and management overrule were the top 5 risks bringing negative effects in service delivery. Whereas workforce optimization, system and process redesign, policy redesign and engineering, IT infrastructure enhancement, and rethinking and government to self-supply were identified as top 5 coping mechanisms. This research brings valuable inputs to remedy the situation at hand.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in public administration, I present Nontuthuko Slindile Nkwanyana. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in public administration, whose title reads Post-War Peace Building for Development in Ganta City, Liberia, supervised by Dr. S. Kaye and Professor G. Harris, I would like to call upon the supervisor, Dr. Eskaye, to read the summary of this thesis.
Ganta City in Liberia is a multi-ethnic community with a population of 62,000 people. After the end of the civil war in Liberia, returning Madingo refugees found that their land had been occupied by people from the Dan and Ma ethnic groups. The situation undermined tranquility and harmony, fractured relationships, and retarded progress and development. This study used an action research approach and qualitative research methodology to collect data through focus groups and interviews. Data was analyzed using thematic analysis with the specific objective of measuring the nature, extent, causes, and consequences of the land disputes in Ganta City. An intervention was developed based on the concept of conflict transformation and local peace structures. The local peace committees that were created have worked on improving relationships among the three ethnic groups and helped build the foundation necessary for peace and ways of addressing the conflictual issues surrounding the land disputes in Ganta City.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in public administration, I present Tieko Tozei Yole. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in public administration, whose title reads Gender Discrimination and Coping Mechanisms of Black Female Managers in Rural Secondary Schools, supervised by Dr. V. Amlal, I would like to call upon Dr. Lawrence, the Deputy Dean of the Faculty of Management Sciences, to read the summary of the thesis.
Gender stereotypes and women's subordination remain a predominant concern in the South African education system. While women are presently ascending the management hierarchy, specifically in schools, their management expertise is often challenged by their male colleagues because men were historically viewed as inherent leaders, more so in rural communities. Nikiwe investigated gender discrimination and coping mechanisms of Black female managers in 4 rural secondary schools in KwaZulu-Natal, using a case study methodology. Nikiwe found that the male educators subjected female managers to stereotyping in the sense that they placed them in nurturing, submissive roles whilst they viewed themselves as being more dominant and assertive. The female managers used solidarity, empowerment, and assertiveness to cope with the discrimination. While this study found that mainly male educators were the orchestrators of gender-based discrimination, it highlights that masculinity and femininity should not be seen as polar ends of a spectrum. Nikiwe has shown that the coping strategies adopted by the female educators displayed agency in facilitating changes in the unfair gendered patterns that existed in these rural schools, and proposes that interventions need to involve men and women to change attitudes and behaviors that would significantly decrease gender-based discrimination.
For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Management Sciences, specializing in public administration, I present Nikiwe Zuma. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, whose title reads The Role of SMME, that's not, apologies, whose title reads The Commercial Viability of Women Football Clubs, a case study of the Sunflower Women Football Club in KwaZulu-Natal. I present Menzi Obet Nobo. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, whose mini dissertation reads The Commercial Viability, no? Where is yours? Nyama. Sorry. Apologies about that again. Whose title reads Service Quality at Durban University of Technology, Center for Social Entrepreneurship, Rapid Incubator. The thesis is awarded cum laude to Solomon Nyamrima. For the degree of Master of Management Sciences, specializing in business administration, whose title reads The Management of Intervention and Prevention Programs for Schools-Related Gender-Based Violence in Selected Secondary Schools in Durban area. The degree is awarded cum laude to Maria. You have to help me with this one. Vuleva Governor. The degree of Master of Management Sciences, specializing in business administration, whose title reads An Assessment of the Impact of the Fourth Industrial Revolution on Manufacturing Small and Medium Enterprises, a case study of Durban, South Africa. It's awarded, I present to you, Mlondi Eugene Kuzwayo. The degree of Master of Management Sciences, specializing in business administration, whose title reads Attitudes Towards Social Entrepreneurship Among NECTA Students at the Durban University of Technology. I present Tulani Sheli Ngoma. For the degree of Master of Management Sciences, specializing in business administration, whose title reads The Influence of Leadership on Innovation at a Software Development Organization in KwaZulu-Natal, I present Shurika Narain. For the degree of Master of Management Sciences specializing in Business Administration, whose title reads Effective Monitoring of Vehicle Utilization, a case study of eThekwini Municipality, FMS. I present Precious Nonhlanhla Tembe. For the degree of Master of Management Sciences specializing in Business Administration, whose title reads, The Influence of Strategic Planning on the Growth Posture of Small and Medium Enterprises within the Infrastructure Sector in eThekwini, KwaZulu-Natal, I present Goodman Zwelihle Zuma. For the degree of Master of Management Sciences specializing in Public Administration, whose thesis read, Program Evaluation of Social Housing Development in eThekwini Municipality, a case study of first metro housing rental company in South Africa, I present Mpakanyiswa Stanley Gwala. For the degree of Master of Management Sciences specializing in Business Law, whose title reads, The Role of the Consumer Protection Act 68 of 2008 in addressing the challenges of healthcare patients as consumers, I present Nolwandle Witness Nobo. For the degree of Master of Management Sciences specializing in Public Administration, whose title reads, The Impact of Work Design on Job Satisfaction, a case study of the Electricity Stores Department at eThekwini Municipality, I present Danesh Maniram. For the degree of Master of Management Sciences specializing in Public Administration, whose title reads, The Significance of Technical Education in Basic Education, a case of high schools in Umlazi, Durban. The degree is conferred cum laude to Nhlakanipho Ncedisi Sosibo. For the degree of Master of Management Sciences specializing in Public Administration, whose title reads, Assessing the Implementation of the eThekwini Municipality Military Veterans. I present Pilani Zondi. Vice Chancellor, I now call upon the relevant HODs to present the names of the graduates as per the program.
Deputy Vice Chancellor, for the postgraduate diploma in Management Sciences in Business Administration, I present Nolwazi Bengu. Nomfundo Bengu. Evelyn Dlamini. Nomagugu Dlamini. Ashika Gopal. You have to Jwaku Patiswa. Samira Khan. Sihle Kati. Zandile Koza. Ravindri Kupasamy. Noktula Majali. Ani Makuba. Prince Mangani. Tabiso Mavundla. Siabonga Mbata. Tembekile Mhlongo. Minentle Mkize. Busisiwe Mnyomia. Nondumiso Msomi. Samkelisiwe Ngobese. Mfundo Nhlanhla Mkholisi Ngwenya. Thandolwethu Nkala, Sikumbuzo Ngumalo, Samkele Ngumalo, Samkelesiwe Nyandu, Olwethu Pakadi, Bernice Reynolds, Raisa Rupchand, cum laude, as well as the Dean's Merit Award for Academic Excellence. Kulekane Shange, Buyani Zondi, Asanda Kekeletso Gibisela, for the postgraduate diploma in public administration, specializing in disaster and risk management, Vuyiswa Mbali. For the advanced diploma in management sciences in business administration, Kevin Galvin Abramsa, cum laude, as well as the Dean's Merit Award for Academic Excellence. Thandazile Bengu, Sandiso Butelezi, Lendelane Dube, Letiwe Dumagude, Sifundiso Gwabaza. Thanks. Sumaya Ghulam Mohammed, cum laude. Zime Tobile Keswa. Pumlile Kumalo. Ntokozo Mabaso. Zintle Mahai. Sanele Mankele. Zolani Manku Makazi. Is it okay? Tebogo Maponya. Sandile Mbonane. Nkuleleko Mbuyisa. Nomfundo Mkranyana. Bakonzi Crispian Mhlope. Calvin Naidu, cum laude. Sizwe Ndlovu. Anele Ngidi, cum laude. Pinky Priscilla Ntswane, cum laude. Nosisa Shabangu. For the Advanced Diploma in Public Management, specializing in public management, Nokulunga Kuzwayo. Maibongwe Mbongwa. Tembela Mkize. Bandile Shoba. For the Advanced Diploma in Public Administration, specializing in supply chain management, Tabo Komo. For the Diploma in Management Sciences, Business Administration, Siyabonga Mkize. Bongega Ndaba. Bongoguhle Nkwanyana. Minentle Sitole.
Vice Chancellor, I present to you Diploma Management Sciences Business Law. Phumelele Cele. Sindisiwe Mkhize. Thulisile Mpontjana. Nikeziwe Nxumalo. Afika September. Qiniso Sikhakhane. Zanele Spedile. Zamantungwa Zwane.
Deputy Vice Chancellor, I present the Diploma in Public Administration specializing in disaster risk management. Nosipho Mhlongo. Nqobile Mweli. Nokubonga Tsangasa. Nomfundo Saliwa. Hlalonhle Shozi. Diploma in Public Administration specializing in local government, Sibangani Kofi. Portia Lushozi. Mondli Mthethwa. Pepelo Ndwalane. Diploma in Public Administration, specializing in public management, Ndumiso Kwala. Phumza Jali. Lwandiswa Madonda. Pindile Majozi. Tabile Majozi. Thembelihle Makhanya. Tuthuko Mbutho. Bafana Mdinwa, Zinhle Mkoduka, Kollega Mgadi, Minenhle Pungose, Siyanda Mwelase, Thabiso Ngubane, Aluthando Kosana, Wandile Nombika, Thandeka Shabalala, Standiwe Tango, Ketuktula Zondo, Diploma in Public Administration, specializing in supply chain management, Mfundo Dimba, Lerato Zamini, Andiswa Mazibuko, Cebelihle Mbuyisa, Nontobeko Mkhwanazi, Simpiwe Ntambo, Samukelo Mthembu, Noxolo Ndlovu. Thank you. Nonhle Ntombela, Sriti Sai, Aza Yusuf, Higher Certificate in Legal Aspect of Business, Bongiwe Nyawo, higher certificates in operation management, specializing in project management, Snethemba Hlongwane. Higher certificate in public administration, Mtshali Nomthandazo.
Wow. Wow. What a proud moment. This was wonderful, wasn't it? Please, ladies and gentlemen, join me in applauding the sterling achievement of all graduates as I present to you DUT graduation class of 2022. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to all graduates, we acknowledge that this has been a long, eventful journey for you. All your hard work and dedication have finally paid off. We acknowledge that there has been several people who have supported you in your journey, and some of them are here with you this morning. Your parents, guardians, spouses, family, and friends. So, we would like you to please stand, have your mortarboard on. You can have it on now because you've graduated. Have it on. And please, I'd like you to please turn to your right, this side. I want you to salute to your family, friends that are here. I want you to thank them for supporting you through your journey. Thank you very much. I would like you to now turn to the front. Turn to the front. And I want you to please salute all your teachers, your lecturers, your professors in front and thank them for supporting you through your journey. Thank you. Oh, one last thing. We're going to create that beautiful picture moment. On the count to 3, I want you to take your mortarboard up and wave it as we congratulate you. On 3, 2, 1. DUT class of 2022. Thank you very much. You may take your seats. Graduates, the university hopes that you would be vibrant, critical participants in this democracy. We hope that you will engage actively as robust entrepreneurs in the economy. We hope that you display leadership and activism in the communities in which you are embedded, that you will give maximally to yourselves to them. As graduates, you will automatically become members of the Convocation, a statutory body that helps to shape the future of the university. It is an active body, and we hope that you will maintain your relationship with the university through it. We hope that you will return to the university as you take up or continue with your postgraduate studies. South Africa needs many more highly skilled and highly trained people like you. So to you all, this is not a permanent goodbye. At this point, may I call upon the Executive Dean of the Faculty of Management Sciences, Professor Netwera, to share a congratulatory message and closing remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Program Director. Vice Chancellor, let me start by acknowledging the following important offices and the office bearers who makes us a university and therefore enables us to operate in the way that we do, teaching, researching, and conferring degrees, awarding diplomas and certificates. The Chancellor, Madam Nonkululeko Nyembe, is in her absence. The Chairperson of Council, Mr. Wiseman Madinane, and members of Council present and not here. The Vice Chancellor in his absence, Acting Vice Chancellor, Deputy Vice Chancellors, academic staff members, as well as administrative staff members. We do acknowledge as well the presence of parents and family members and friends who come to rejoice with us. Today is indeed an important milestone for all of you, because this marks a beginning, a new beginning in your lives and in your careers. And for this, we congratulate you and your families for putting the DUT on the map. I've counted that we have graduated about 176 students, of which 16 were doctoral students, 18 master's graduates, and for the first time, we have graduated 3 MBA students. Our first MBA intake was in August of 2021 in the new DUT Business School. And we do hope that in subsequent years we will see many of those MBAs coming through and walking this stage. Why do we do this? Why do we confer degrees and award diplomas and certificates? Is it because we want to look good and feel good? Report after report by the OECD suggests the following: a high correlation between high-level skills and economic productivity, a correlation between high-level skills and income inequality, and that people with high-level skills work longer, live longer, and live healthier in comparison. As it is, South Africa is faced with a myriad of challenges, and so is our continent. South Africa has the highest income inequality in the world currently, at Gini coefficient of 0.63. South Africa has an unemployment rate of around 33%, official unemployment rate, and unofficial unemployment rate is aggregated around 44%. Youth unemployment is aggregated beyond 55%, and among the highest in the world. Our continent and sub-Saharan Africa, according to the World Bank, is home to nearly 60% of those who live in extreme poverty in the world, while at the same time, this continent boasts about 65% of the global uncultivated agricultural land. But at the same time, we're sitting here and waiting for grain from Ukraine. 60% of minerals in the world are in this particular continent. And we are currently 18% of the global population at 1.4 billion, almost equivalent to Indian population, which is, by the way, the biggest population of a single country in the world since April this year. Now, I narrate all these statistics and these challenges because I hope that these gowns and the hoods that you are adorned with today are not just but a joke, but that you will help to find solutions to the challenges that bedevil us as a continent and a country. I hope that your few years with the DUT have enabled you to become adaptive graduates, and that you will become entrepreneurial if you are not already at that. And these are our expectations from the Envision 2030. We hope that with the skills that you have amassed over the past 3-4 years, you will not only lament the problems that we are talking about, but that you will do something substantive to bring solutions to those particular problems. We also hope that through your conduct going forward, you will equally in your own conduct, whether in the world of work or in your personal lives, live and exude the living values, among them being accountability and professionalism. We hope that in the coming few years, we will not hear from your organizations and from your communities that you have become an embarrassment to the DUT, that your skills are not useful, and that you don't bring necessary changes within your world of work and in your communities. Importantly, I also want to leave you with the following: that lifelong learning is an important attribute that we should all embrace. And we therefore call upon you to join us once more for further studies. Now that you're adorned with red gowns, does not mean that you know it all, but you should continue to learn, grow, and profit from lifelong learning. from various programs on offer, be they managerial programs, be they developmental programs, that may have nothing to do specifically with your discipline, but with the way in which you manage and the way in which you socialize beyond your own narrow disciplines. And most befittingly, I leave you with the words of Henry Ford, who said at one stage that anyone who stops learning becomes old. Whether you are at your 20s or whether you are at your 80s, if you stop learning, you age. You have aged. But anyone who keeps learning remain young. I hope that we will all remain young and continue to learn. Thank you.
Thank you to the Executive Dean of the Faculty of Management Sciences, Professor Netwera, for those narrating words, sharing the challenges we face as a country, and giving us the words of inspiration as we all prepare to be adaptive graduates and entrepreneurial. Let's give him another big round of applause. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are drawing towards the end of this ceremony. I will request very shortly to stand for the singing of the national anthem. And there's a protocol in when we sing the national anthem, whereby we request the gentlemen to remove their headgear, even the motorboats, but the ladies can keep them on. At the end of the national anthem, our Deputy Vice Chancellor for Research, Innovation and Engagement, Professor Nemabolo, standing in for the Vice Chancellor, will then dissolve the congregation. I will then request the congregation to remain standing until the academic procession has left the hall. With that, dear graduates, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the DUT family, I wish you eternal success and good fortune in all your endeavors. In the words of the recently departed Prince Mangosuthu Gacha Buthelezi, may his soul rest in peace, he said, "South Africa is blessed to have women and men like yourselves, who have little to give, but give what you have with open hands and open hearts." May you have a good morning as you continue to celebrate. Please be safe and responsible, and remember to tag us as you share your moments on social media. Our handle is #DUTgrad23. Congratulations again as we stand to join in the singing of the national anthem of the Republic of South Africa. I thank you. Hambani kahle.
By virtue of the authority vested in me, I now dissolve this congregation of the Durban University of Technology.